It's the
Hello,
first time.
good evening everybody. Welcome to Angry Welshman Productions. I am, of course, the Angry Welshman, and I am joined tonight by Sam of Blastpipe Productions.
Just about.
Excuse me. Oh, God, sorry. Literally, he joined the call like 2 seconds before stream starts, so he's going to be playing catch-up.
Or catch-up.
He's going to be playing catch-up. And I'm also joined by Tom of Dark DJ Productions.
No, this is a complete lie, fabrication. Go to hell.
It's
anyway,
fabrication by the Chinese government.
absolutely.
He's
Well,
currently
like,
muted.
like that other thing.
Who's
Who's muted?
muted?
Who's muted?
Tom.
Am I?
How is Tom muted?
I'm not muted. I'm talking.
I don't know.
You can hear me, can't you, Reese?
Yeah, I can.
No,
hear you.
he's not muted. No, he's not muted.
I'm so confused. Anyway,
So, just before we get started, can everyone just confirm you can hear me, Tom, and Sam? And
No.
Train Sim?
that's way too much to ask.
I know. Well, Riso Chacon says Reese is a complete fabrication. So I'm assuming that they can, everybody can hear you.
I'm assuming they can.
So, tonight, we're kind of going back in time because Chris of Caledonia Works released the T26. How long ago was it released?
Oh fuck me. Oh god, a couple of months because hang on, I can probably do a check when I release my thing.
Was it like February or March, I think?
Something like that. Where's my crappy freaking channel? It was 2 months ago.
2 months ago.
So what is it now? It's July, so about May.
Alright, May. Yeah, he released the T26 back in May, and this is the first chance I've had to actually stream it, so, you know, I'm kind of playing catch-up with Chris's releases. Like, literally, I plan to do a Caledonia Works live stream, and then Chris goes, oh, by the way, I've released a new piece of DLC, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, nuts.
I'm even further behind than I was before. So, yeah, thanks for that, Chris. I hope Chris is I think Chris is watching, because he did type in the chat earlier, so if you're there, say hello. Apparently Tom can't hear you.
I'm taking the piss. I'm that meant to be in caps lock. It didn't work.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, Matt Horner, Matt, whatever your name, bloody Mark Horner says apparently Sam is muted. He's just not talking because he's camera shy, aren't you, Sam?
Yeah.
See?
The other thing I thought I'd mention just before we get started is I'm also taking the Matrix Trains Great Eastern Railway coach pack. We've got quite a lot of them on the load tonight.
He stole them, by the way.
I didn't steal them. He
You
gave them to me.
did. You nicked them. You found them in a side and just went, ooh.
Oh, you mean the actual coaches? I thought you meant the pack. I was like, I do not do pirated DLC, my friend.
Yaha fiddly dee.
Yeah, but this is the coach pack is the upcoming Great Eastern Railway coach pack, which hasn't been released yet, and it will be uploaded to Steam Sound Supreme, I believe.
Bastard!
So hopefully it won't be long until it's done. But I thought it was a good. It's one of the reasons why I delayed the T26 is because now we actually have a correct formation of Great Eastern Railway stuff. So I thought. Well,
there is other Great Eastern coaching, but yeah, this is an actual proper rake of them.
Yeah.
Like an actual new set anyway.
Right, so without further ado, I think we are ready to go.
Well, I'm pretty sure the guard hasn't said so.
Well, it's too late. I've opened the regulator, so he's just going to have to...
He's got to get over himself.
He just needs to get over himself. Anyone would think the guard is in charge of the train or something.
Oh yeah, no. Anyway.
That's a lie invented by the Chinese government.
Yep, it definitely is.
I thought there was something else that the Chinese government lied to everyone about.
COVID-19.
I'm gonna say I can't think what it is, but we should get the bag out the cat.
It's just let the water out of the cat.
Apparently, Tom, you're in the last coach banging on the window begging to be free.
Oh, not again!
Not this again.
Not this again!
He's only just got over the PTSD of the last time that happened.
And I haven't even got a drink this time.
Well, you just got a continuous drip of gravy going into your veins.
No, what's happening is you can't see it, but there's actually condensing gear on the T26, and all the steam that's coming out is just being condensed into a pipe, and that's being dripped into my carriage, and I'm just drinking that. Like condensed water from a disgusting boiler. Blech.
Well, if it's anything with boiler treatment in, then you're going to die pretty soon.
Fucking excellent! Can't wait.
You're going to die a slow, horrible, painful death because of boiler treatment.
I'm very happy about this.
But you'll have wonderfully treated insides that will be suitable for sticking in a boiler.
Yeah, I know. Your tubes will be corrosion free.
Guys, I'm going to be. That makes me the perfect candidate for biofusion.
Oh god, he's done it. The Great Eastern Biofusion Experiment.
Gone horribly wrong.
Oh yeah, for everybody watching the live stream, I'm afraid I have had to be the admin Nazi, and I've engaged slow mode on the chat. This is basically to try and encourage people not to post, shit post on the chat, basically. It's something I'm trying, because I've just noticed the chat just seems to go completely mental sometimes. So
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
but yes, you are exempt, Tom.
Yay! Well,
Because
sort of.
You are now an admin on the YouTube chat.
Which means I'm going to completely be an admin Nazi.
Basically, you're just going to go and block every single person who's watching the video.
Yeah, pretty much. Bye, everyone.
Sam, you're can you type something in the YouTube chat, Sam?
You might need yourself put in there as well.
Yeah, I just need to check if you are actually. He's literally typing the word something right now. I can tell. No.
Not quite.
Right.
No.
Okay.
Wait, hang on. Can I do it?
I don't know.
No. I can put him in timeout.
I'll have to
I can't
switch
make
to my
it-
backup account and then my backup's backup account.
And then the backup account, which is a backup account of another backup account. Wait, what?
Yep.
So we're literally climbing a very steep gradient with 8 coaches on, and she's still lifting the valves, which is
And
quite
you were
interesting.
scared of staying more.
I wasn't scared of staying more. I just didn't want.
You
to...
were scared.
I am not scared of staying more.
You're
You
not scared of
are.
anything.
Sam is trying to trigger me.
I mean,
Let me see if I can find the message.
No, don't do it.
I love that. It's like, I did not say this. I've got evidence. No. Yes, it's a train race, and it's got a white roof.
Yeah, this is the Great Eastern did a lot of this, didn't they? Painting the cab roofs in pure white.
Kind of reminds me of the royal livery that Britannia wore that one time with the white cab roof.
I know
think
I'm
I thought
going to
that.
sound really ignorant, but is there any Great Eastern stuff preserved?
Yes, this.
Is this the one that's in the National Railway Museum or in?
No, this is at
Locomotion?
Bressingham. This is at Bressingham, I think.
Oh, in
Was
Bressingham.
was the Y? Is it the Y14 on the
Y14.
North Norfolk?
Yeah, you got the Y14, you got the T26, Northeastern Railway. No, this is Great Eastern. Oh, the L77, the N7.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's preserved. You've had a $5 super chat, by the way, Reese. I'm going to read it out.
Ah,
Hope you're doing all right, Reese. Got a few more pics of unique American trains I'll post later.
cool. Thanks. Thank you very much for that.
How long does super chat take to come through on AdSense? Because I still haven't had any of my super chats come through on AdSense recently.
It just comes through your normal YouTube money thing. So when it reaches the threshold for payment, which I think is like a minimum of £60.
Yeah, but mine hasn't come up. I'm going to have to go double check, because I did read something that if you've got a certain amount of money waiting, then it will wait. Because I've got like something like $180 waiting to go through. Which
Oh,
is
have you?
mad. Yeah, because Chris, when I did the Stainmore with the 2800, Chris donated like $200.
Oh Christ!
Yeah. Because I think he might feel really, really sorry for me. No, I did appreciate that, but what the hell is going wrong with my AdSense? Show me the
Well, I did turn around and say that this loco handled this load on a gradient.
and let me guess, it was complete fabrication as well. Just like
No, it
everything
wasn't a
else.
fabrication. It's just this time I do seem to have struggled a bit more. But we are lifting now, and I got the injectors on.
That's creepy. That was really quiet.
Carrie Bob 1992 says, "Can we count the B12, even though it was built by the LNER?" Oh, Chris
Was that one built by Leonia?
Ooh,
What
a
was
wheel
built by
slipping.
Leonia?
Ooh. Chris, I think this is the first time I've ever wheel slipped one of your locos.
Not good enough, really, is it?
No. I just had
well-
wheel slip.
I'll tell you what, we could discuss the dreaded 2 words that we know that triggered Chris a lot.
What, Great Western?
No, steam chest.
Here.
Steam chest, man.
Oh god, yeah, Chris, where's the steam chest?
To be fair, we should more direct that question at Guion. In fact, if we're going to direct any question at Guion, where's the P2?
Oof.
Just direct all the questions at Guion.
Well, he's like, I'm turning him into Chris's PR manager at this point.
No, Reese, it's a steam train, not a diesel.
Two-tone Great Eastern. I'm trying to do more arty-farty stuff, but I also need to drive the train.
I can do arty-farty stuff, ready?
Uh-oh.
That wasn't very arty, Tom. Come on, you can do better than that.
Well, he
Okay.
might have just pooped on a big canvas or something. Full
It said
on.
arty-farty, not arty-sharp.
Oh god, I've done it again. Overshot.
Well done.
Emergency dump.
Can I do... well, I've had that emergency done because I just shat on canvas, apparently.
Well, you don't do that?
Well, that's not a
Okay,
regular
I did
thing.
basically just drop both anchors, but I did do a perfect stop at the station. So
Jason Norris, what, sorry, just to interrupt in the chat log. Basically, Chris Wilson is saying that the B12 technically isn't a GER locomotive, because the GER locomotive would have been an S69, and I think also the B12 that is in preservation, I think that was one that was built later by the LNER to the same design. Unless it was because it was rebuilt by Gresley, therefore it's not technically speaking a Great Eastern Railway loco anymore. Either way, I don't know. I don't even like the LNER.
Haha, a man of quality.
What, who doesn't like the LNER? Congrats.
Precisely.
Huzzah! Right, we've got a team getting together. Right, okay. LMS, what do you think?
Yes.
Good
No.
boy. Fuck off, Reese!
it doesn't
Reese?
matter what it is. I will reject it purely out of principle, no matter how good it is.
Great
813.
Western Railway.
Oh, don't get literally every live stream we do, Sam will make fun of me and say that 813 is a Hudswell Clark and not Great Western.
Boo-hoo!
Yeah, but it is
Oh.
Hudswell Clark and not Great Western.
Well,
Sam, do you wanna get out the
technically it's
small
Port
violin?
Talbot Railway, but you know, we'll gloss over that.
No, it's Hudswell Clark.
It's Hudswell Clark built, but it was built for the Port Talbot. Oh, shut up.
Right, like,
Who?
I'm going to get the small violin
Yeah.
out for Reese, okay? Everyone happy with that?
Tom, I
Because
didn't
we're
make you an
taking a
admin to get the small violin out, you bastard.
Well, how else am I meant to get the small violin out?
Well, I don't know.
It takes a lot of manpower to get that small violin out of the box. Do you not know how many crystals and gems you need to unlock in order to get into that thing?
Oh no, I just paid for the advanced pack, and you just get them all like unlocked.
Oh
straight
right,
away.
so you basically
Cheated.
so instead of instead of grinding, you just did what all developers want everyone to do and just skip the grind and just
Yeah,
pay for it to be opened.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
We've triggered the chat.
Uh,
Soon, I think soon we're
Excellent.
going to get the Tanfield lads involved, who are just going to be like 813 is a national cardboard loco.
813 is an industrial. Changed my mind.
Yep. 813 was built by Hudswell Clark and is
Therefore,
therefore
it's
an
an
industrial
industrial.
loco.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Right, you
Yep.
can't fire us on this, Reece.
All
Stop
right.
it. Stop
Okay.
it.
Let me change this the tone of this then. The Robinson 04. How many of them were built by industrial loco builders?
Quite a few.
So does that make it an industrial loco?
The ones
Yes.
that were built by the
Shut
industrial
up.
loco
It's
builders.
shitty LNER, so yeah, I don't fucking care. Anyway, there you go, Reese, but the Robinson 04s were swindonized. Some of them.
Well,
and the
they
3000
became
class.
the 30,000.
3000 class, come on. Come on, Reese, even I know this stuff and I'm not even Great Western.
I think I've
Speaking
probably
of
just
which,
killed the
Reese,
fire.
AF on the Worth Valley was, that's a Great Western loco.
Yep, that was one built at Swindon.
Yep.
Oh, is that
also
the one you
an
called
injector.
asbestos the tank engine?
No,
tank
just
engine, is it?
asbestos the engine.
Asbestos the engine.
That's the one. The one with the extra lamp bracket and the boiler full of horrific.
Horrible
Asbestos.
disease-causing
Yeah.
things.
Just full of COVID-19.
Well, so the guys who are going to take the boiler cladding off one day will just all die of COVID-19 instantly.
Pretty
Not
much.
necessarily. They might
Well, it takes
survive
a couple of weeks. It takes a couple of weeks. Depends if you've got a bad immune system like me. That's why I'm not
Yeah.
going anywhere near it.
Yeah, they might recover. You got to give them a fighting chance.
True.
So anyway, them Great Eastern coaches that we're meant to be talking about, eh, lads?
Yeah, I know, right? So we got a whole different bunch of coaches. There's the break one. There's first and third class one. Third and first. There's a restaurant coach. Why have I got 2 restaurant coaches on?
Because
You're incompetent.
Oh
you're
no, it's
blank.
there's a restaurant first class and there's a restaurant third class.
Oh, okay. Plank status removed.
So they are different.
Temporarily.
You see, I was going to make some crack earlier on because I know you said about these being matrix trained coaches being released on SSS, and I thought to myself, yeah, but SSS are releasing something else from Smokebox. Not Smokebox, sorry.
Sausage.
Oh no, what the bloody hell are they called? Those people.
Skyhook.
That's it, Skyhook. Yeah, and we already know what that is. It's
Well, I wouldn't say we know, but I'd say
We got a theory.
95%.
no. I'm like 99% sure I know what it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain.
Which is going to make one person within my community incredibly triggered and happy at the same time, especially when I paint it red.
It'll
Yeah,
come red
okay.
already.
Oh yeah, of course it will, won't it? Okay, so I think we know. I think we're on the same wavelength. Oh wait, no! I'm not on about the one version. I'm on about the other version. So that will possibly come in red, but it won't be the red one that someone in my community wants to have. Yeah. Anyway, same designer, doesn't matter. It's fine. Well, I'm just going to call it the standard anyway, so it's fine.
Chris says 813 isn't a Jones Goods. No, it isn't. I'm still waiting for news on 813, Chris.
Oh yeah. Well, Chris
Well, look,
cancelled
speaking
it.
of
didn't
Little
you know?
Jones Goods, that's what I'm going to hop in.
Oh, Sam, you think you're so superior, don't you?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad
Ask
we
a
cleared
silly
that
question.
up. Yeah, I'm glad we cleared that up, Sam.
I mean, I'm fine. I've had to come to accept the fact that I'm at the very bottom of the food chain anyway and everything. So
Yes,
I mean, I have to
you
bottom
are.
feed. I mean, look, that's why I'm here tonight, isn't it? I'm bottom feeding on British.
Yeah.
And I'm also hungry.
Leech.
Leech. Look, the only thing that puts me off about the T26 in what exactly is the classification of the T26 here? It's T26 still, isn't it? Because it's T26 when it's a Great Eastern loco, and it's an E4 with the L and the R.
Is
Then
it?
it's crap because it's
And
on the R.
It's not that. It's got the, I don't like the bright yellow can.
Was that a Great Eastern thing, was it?
Yeah. Do you know, I should repaint it into LMS Crimson and pass it off as a Midland Lurker.
Could pass it. We could pass it off as a 156.
You can't go
Yeah.
a stream without mentioning the Midland, can you?
Fucking
Yes,
Midlands, though, man.
but-
Come on. Ow.
There's a reason that the LMS is the best Waries.
No, there's not.
In fact, funnily enough, I'm actually still going to go with all of them had their ups and downs. But even though I'm from the region, the Southern was really shit.
Well, I wouldn't say the Southern was shit, it's just we don't talk about the Southern.
We don't talk about the leader, even though I'm buying a double gauge model back when it comes out because it's one going to be made, and I'm like, yes, I'm having it.
Well, I mean, if we look at Southern Locos that were made after grouping, there's not really that many, is there?
Well, no, because you had, I mean, it's mortal, wasn't it? So you had like V class, W, Z, N15 modified anyway, S15 modified, probably further batches of U and N class. Okay, I'm actually listing off a lot of engines now. Shit, Lord Nelson, probably one of the better
Chris
ones.
says LNWR superiority.
Oh god, here we go. Shut up, Chris. Go and eat some bananas.
Yes, Chris has the right idea.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
No, he doesn't. Chris
He
doesn't
does.
always know what he's talking about.
Well, if
Well,
you
yeah, not
talk about
always,
NWR
but in this case he does.
No, he doesn't.
Well, no, I think Chris needs to start concentrating on Lancashire and Yorkshire, and he knows why, because I want a Class 5 and move on.
Whoa. Let's knock the Lancashire bit off that and just talk about the
Take
Yorkshire bit,
Yorkshire.
Oh
okay?
god, here we go, get lost.
Now, to be fair though, the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway should never have existed.
Why?
Wow.
Because
okay.
it's like having two poles of a magnet the same and trying to stick them together. It doesn't work.
You know what that reminds me of though, Soundbite? I don't know if you've ever seen it, but what was anyway the latest Wallace and Gromit short, the A Matter of Life and Death.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a scene in it where they're trying to throw this bomb out of Wallace or something, and they try and throw it into Lancashire.
Yeah.
I don't know why I found that so hilarious.
The funny thing is, like, Wallace and Gromit is actually from Lancashire.
Oh my god. Oh, it might have been the Yorkshire border then.
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah, I might be remembering it wrong. It's been a long time since I've watched that.
But yeah, I mean, it's literally two opposites. It's like putting two enemies together and expecting good things out of it.
It's like putting me and Reese together and making wait, what?
Wait, what?
No, I don't know.
How did that happen?
I don't know, to be honest. It's a long story, and if we're going to tell the full story, it'd probably have to have several sequels to do it justice.
Yep. Minimum.
Woohoo! I'm loaded in. How long have we been going? Half an hour?
23 minutes.
Yeah.
Ah, I love how quick Train Sim is.
I'm not even bothering with Train Sim at the moment. I'm just chilling, talking to you lot because it's fun.
I'm just dropping both anchors. Wheel
I thought you said you were going to drop some coaches then. I was going to say, what already?
Yep, slip coaches into the tunnel.
Slip coaches. It's the working coaches. It just stays in the tunnel while they work all day and gets shunted back by Ian or something.
Oh, Joe Light Railway says, have you ever watched Chicken Run? It is my favourite movie of all time.
Oh, freaking mate! Of course we've seen Chicken Run.
Yeah.
Chicken Run's amazing. It's like a kid's version of Great Escape. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And also one of my characters ends up taking a lot of stuff from Chicken Run, which is really annoying. Anthony Sims.
Has also got Mel Gibson in it.
Yeah.
Which, if you've ever seen Lethal Weapon, it's absolutely incredible to pair Rocky up to the guy Mel Gibson plays in Lethal Weapon.
I just love Mrs. Tweedy and Mr. Tweedy.
Yep.
It's a pie machine, you idiot!
Those
what
chickens
kind of
are up
pies?
to something.
What kind of pies? Apple.
Oh, my favourite! No, I think Chicken Run is a good film because it was one of the first. I think it was the first Aardman animation full-length film, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
No, it was Wallace and Gromit first.
No. I mean full film.
No, like full
theatrical.
feature length.
Oh, you mean feature
Yeah.
length, right? Okay.
Yeah. Because you've had A Grand Day Out and Wrong Trousers and Close Shave, which were the three original shorts. Then you had Chicken Run, the actual film. Then you had Matter of Loaf and Death and Curse of the Were Rabbit.
I love
the actual second
film.
film. I did as well. I think they did a fantastic job on the animation on that. Actually, if you're talking animation, Coraline. Not many people have watched it, not many people like it, but I love the animation on Coraline, which isn't the
One on
same
my
people.
to-do list.
Is that on your to-do list? Dude, go watch it, seriously. It's such a good, creepy film.
The really creepy one with the button eyes, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, if you hear a dog in the background, I can't do nothing about that. It's next door dog, and they just constantly
There
bark
is something
all
you
night.
could do about it.
No,
I'm not getting
we do
I'm not getting the sniper rifle out again.
Yes.
Okay, I promised myself I would not get the sniper rifle out again.
There are
You
far
have to.
too many dog corpses in Tom's garden as it is.
Well, it's a communal garden, so I can just blame anybody. God, that's making a lot of steam. It's going chuff.
I know, right? I can't
Why have
say
you
I've
got your
seen
cylinder cocks open, by the way, mate?
Sorry?
Why have you got your cylinder cocks open?
Because I had the reg shut for a bit.
Yeah,
And
the
because
reg's
I
open
was
now.
also using the Xbox controller, and I don't know how to do the cylinder cocks on that. Literally, honestly, I only use the what's it called, the Xbox controller for the fancy camera movements.
Alright,
I don't
Fair.
use it for anything else.
that's basically what I do.
I'm gonna take Pullman coaches.
What, and with the Jones Goods?
Yeah.
I think you should have like blizzarding snow.
Well, it's not-
really
it's
kill
not-
your laptop.
Yeah, it would, but it's not the new version. It's the original version I've got.
Oh,
Alright, yeah, because Chris has done some updates to it, hasn't he, with
particle effects and the snowplow, and it's actually got the numbers on it now, which
Sweet.
took forever to make.
Well, Chris reckons there might be a beta version sorted out for the weekend, so I imagine we might be giving that a shoot at some point. I mean, I certainly will be, because I'll be here most of the weekend.
I spotted the Bible. The dreaded Bible.
Do you know what the worst thing is?
Oh, no.
Right? The weirdest thing, actually. Rick
I know.
hasn't got...
Sorry,
Rick
but
hasn't
that's
got a Bible
ruined
in
this
chat.
locomotive. The whole thing has been ruined by the Bible.
Oh,
I know,
That's
that's
at
it.
least
I have to shut down.
Yeah, can never run with a Caledonia
I can
Works
never
loco
run a
again.
Caledonia Works loco again.
it's such a big distraction, isn't
I
it?
know,
when
right?
you're
It's
driving the train?
literally, you know, I'm loving driving this machine, and then suddenly, oh no, it's ruined. Oh no.
I know we really shouldn't be bitter about this because I'm trying to stay completely neutral in these arguments and things, but there's one thing that did upset me a little bit with Rick, and that's that he hasn't got a Bible in the cab.
He doesn't.
No, he's got a bucket instead.
Bucket.
Ah,
So he's got an entire austerity in his cab, yeah. No.
Yes, an entire. I tell you, that would be.
you've just got a portable
Oh,
Leeds
there you
Built
are.
Industrial. just
Caledonia
for
Works is
emergency.
cancelled. That's the end of it. Chris, I think you should cancel Caledonia Works and then reboot it as a series 2 years from now. Hashtag
I'm not
who's
going to make
done
any
that?
comment. I'm not going to make any comment on that because of the serious conversation me and Chris were having earlier on. Yeah, I bet you feel fucking bad now, don't you, Reece, you fucking twat?
Yeah, Reese.
Yeah, and
Don't
you
you
Sam,
join in
shut
on
up.
this, Sam, you arsehole! Don't you sell me down the river!
On your sailing boat.
I know,
You
right?
rudder, and
On
you know.
Your smug little boat thing you got going there.
No, what you've got is you're in a sailing boat, he's in a motor launch.
Oh, right.
And there's just me, like,
Is he
sat
in,
on the banks of the river.
Is he in one of those motor launches from the Britannic?
Britannic, yeah, he is, yeah. And I'm just sat on the side of the river eating a hamburger watching you two and just like, get a room.
I got shut off. Whoops. Hashtag speed limit.
Do you know what's missing on your route race? You need some AWS and some
I
TPWS.
believe there actually was at one point.
And then you just ruined it by getting rid of it. Tut tut.
Well, I didn't ruin it.
Oh, okay, Sam ruined it.
No, Sam didn't ruin it. It was before him.
Jesus, who ruined it then?
It was before he gave it to me to ruin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Man, I'm really scared for next year now.
I do kind of have to think ahead with this loco because as soon as I put the brakes on, I lose all my speed, and it takes ages for it to build up again.
You do realise that's because it's a T26, and just aimed at James Wright here if he ever comes back to watch this. The T26 is rubbish, I'm going to burn it. The real one, I mean. I'm going to go literally to Bressingham, I'm going to melt it down, and I'm probably going to turn it into teaspoons or something and sell them in 5 multi-packs.
What?
Sound good to
Teaspoons in
everyone?
5 multi-packs?
Yeah, just in multi-packs of 5. You know? A pack of 5 teaspoons. Everyone loves tea.
Everybody loves tea and cake and tea and cake.
Oh, don't, you bastard! You made me want to go get some more fucking Jaffa cakes.
Jaffa cakes. Reese,
I
what have you done?
I blame Chris though because he was going on about my diabetes and I was like, oh, I don't really want to eat. He was like, yeah, you've got to go eat. I was like, no, I can't eat. He's like, how many times do you have to inject today? 5. Oh, you better go eat then. Someone just said P2. Gwion, you're being summoned.
I've overshot. See, the thing I've got a problem with, Tom, is that in the PVR regulations about driving, we're not actually allowed to block level crossings. But the problem is because I'm the general manager of the company, it doesn't apply to me.
Oh, I thought you were going to come up with some sort of rule that said I wasn't allowed to slow clap while I'm on the foot plate, but okay.
Well, I mean, you did take your hands off the brake lever when you were slow clapping, so you've actually been negligent.
Hang
So
on
that-
a minute, hang on a minute, hang on
Am
a
I getting
minute.
sacked?
Yeah, you're being
Oh
sacked.
yeah! Oh yes! Brilliant! No, oh wait, hang on, not again.
I've found a small flaw with your plan there, Reese.
No, you haven't. There is no
Yeah,
flaw in my plan.
The issue is, Reese, see, as driver, it's your responsibility to work the brakes.
Yeah, but I blame the guard because the guard is in charge of the train, who I completely...
Yeah, but the guard isn't even on the footplate.
The guard isn't even on the train. I left him at Landia Dog.
Exactly, so...
That's
It's his fault, not mine. He should have got back on.
Hang on, Sam. This is 3 strikes and you're out. So let's see. What's he done? He's left the guard up at the station and he's blocking a level crossing. So you've only got 1 more strike and yeah, you're going to be sacked and thrown off the footplate.
I can't be sacked from my own company.
Are you sure about
This is
that?
a hostile takeover.
Yeah.
Actually, Reese, now you mention it...
I did buy some shares a couple of weeks ago. Does that count?
Oh
Yeah.
no. Chris, you're welcome to use any of the screenshots I'm taking. I'll upload them in AWP as normal.
You're also welcome not to.
What? Chris doesn't use my screenshots anyway, so it's cool.
I think he's only used mine a few times, but now you've said that, I might have to do a little competition with you, Reece, who can take the best screenshot of T26.
Well,
You.
it'll probably be you because you look
No,
use
you,
like
because I'm not even...
Photoshop.
You, because I'm not even playing with the T26, so you win.
Get your T26 out.
For the lads. Oh, hang on. That's a bit stupid. What? Just because I use Photoshop? Oh, I'm sorry that I use a photo editing software to make my pictures look nice.
Well, yeah, you should be.
No, he shouldn't.
I'm
Leo.
gonna
Shut up,
I'm
Sam.
gonna feel really sad now. Oh!
As,
That's right, Sam. Thanks for the support, dude.
Well, King
As
Warrior has
someone
been
who-
quite harsh, actually.
well, as someone who's actually qualified in photography to some extent, yeah, you should always take photos with editing in mind rather than just taking them raw as they come off the camera.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I have got like a qualification in art design, photography, blah blah blah. So
Any minute now,
Reece,
Sam's
you're-
going to mention
you're
Nunlo.
You're outnumbered on this, Reese.
See,
Actually,
whenever I
Nunlo
find an
banned.
argument against Sam, all I have to do is just say he's going to mention Nunlo. And I just
You do
like...
it-
Well,
Yeah, but
I haven't,
banned.
but
Nunlo's
if you
banned.
want me to,
no, no ban. Go away.
It's because it's Hudswell Clark. He's already mentioned Hudswell Clark.
There's only one decent industrial. And that's
813,
better
of
often.
course.
No, better often. Fuck you.
Oh, Belen.
well, and do you know what I'm going to say there?
Uh,
Bellerophon is perfectly acceptable because it's also based at Ingra.
Hey! Fuck you, Reece! I win.
Is it actually? I didn't know it was based there.
Vintage character.
Bellerophon is owned by the Vintage Carriages Trust, which is about 100 metres away from BLS, which is where Nunlo lives. So, haha,
Oh,
Nunlo.
God.
There you go. He's
I-
mentioned Nunlo.
Yeah, sorry, Reece. I kind of goaded him into that because I mentioned Bellerophon, knowing that she was owned by the Vintage Carriage Trust.
Well, I didn't know she was owned by the Vintage Carriage Trust. But
Oh,
that's
you learn
also
something new every day.
Sam. That's the Vintage Carriage Trust is where we went rummaging through all those magazines, wasn't there?
Yes,
That
it
sounds
is.
dodgy.
It does sound dodgy. It's meant to.
Rummaging through each other's magazines. I don't know.
Burp.
Yeah, they have that. They own Sir Berkeley as well, which is the man in Wardle. The one with just the spectacle plate.
I was
which
going to
is
say, that's the one that
absolutely
has got a
beautiful.
tab.
Is that the one that's oh, where is it? On the Middleton Railway.
Yeah, that's the one.
Middle tongue.
And they also own Lord Mayor, which is the oldest Hudswell Clark in the world.
Oh,
wow.
well, Clark again.
Yes.
I think
I don't know that many
Callum has
railways.
just opened up a can of worms there.
Hang on, what's his bet? No railway in Beth. We have our favourite, but there's no Beth. To be fair, he's right. Like
No.
I keep championing this. No, Sharpberries, let me have my minute. We all take the piss like everywhere about this railway better than the other. But at the end of the day, these machines were built to do jobs, and they did their jobs just fine, except when they didn't. Every railway had their good engines and bad engines, basically. Be it
Except the Great
Western.
Western.
Shut up! Western, Southern,
No.
Midland, LMS even, LNER, British Railways, blah blah blah. They were good and bad engines. The
No.
Great Western built some stinkers as well.
No, they didn't. No,
Look at
there
the-
is no such
No.
thing.
Hit down to
Reece.
trigger everyone. Look at the Kings.
No, what?
They're not as good as the Castle.
Shut.
Fuck you.
No,
Fight
shut.
me.
Right, that's it. I'm not talking to you for 2.5 years now.
Now, Reese, I'm actually going to agree with him on this.
Hey!
No.
Hear me out. I've said it before
No, I'm
and
gonna
I'll say it
block you.
again. The issue is, Reese, every railway built their locos to do jobs on their routes. So you really can't compare them.
Not
You
really.
can't say, oh, this was good and this was bad, because they were built to do different things.
Well,
Now-
No, actually, I can't hear anything you're saying because I'm in a tunnel and I'm being surrounded by the sound of chuffing.
Right, should
Any
we mute
excuse,
him?
Reese?
What?
Come on,
Sorry,
Sam,
what
we'll
did you say?
Right, we'll just have this discussion then, Sam. I agree with you. Like, you
No,
know,
no,
LNER
you
locos were horses for courses. They were built specifically for specific routes. The LMS tried to build a load of standard locos that could basically do anything, go anywhere. The Great Western built specialised locomotives for their route operation requirements,
Which were
and the
perfect in every
Southern-
way.
Like, fuck off. And and the Southern basically was more into the suburban stuff, but they also had to cater for the fact they had longer runs, which is why they concentrated more on the third rail electric side of things and suburban work than they did for proper steam operation until Bullet came along and went, I'm going to fuck things over. And then British Rail came along and was like, let's just build some steam engines, let's go. But we're going to take influence from the LMS.
So, yeah, there we are.
Yeah, there you go.
So, every railway built stuff to do things their own way, and there's no best, except for the LMS, because it's literally their motto.
See, I knew it was coming.
It's literally their company slogan.
What LMS is best?
What was the Great Western's company
Well, no.
slogan?
Oh yeah, of course it was that also, wasn't there, Race? Yes, Western best. Half
No, the Great Westerns was, what were it?
God's Wonderful Railway.
Yeah, the sun always
Or-
shines on the Great Western.
Or the Great Way Round.
Yep. Now, the Great Western said it was great, but the LMS was always the best way.
Well, if it...
To
how
be
can
fair-
it be the best if it doesn't
Hang
even
on.
have the word great in its name?
No, but listen,
Because
Race.
it's not just great, it's the best.
No, listen, right?
I refuse.
The LMS got very, very good when a certain person came over to the LMS.
Oh, you mean-
And that was William Stanier.
The defector.
Oh, do we have to go on about this one again?
Stanier Black 5 win, sorry.
Tom, does this mean I get to bring out the whole Stanya was actually terrible at first conversation?
No, because you're perfectly right. He was. He had to learn a lot, especially with the Princess Royals.
Yeah, basically he went over and he tried Great Westernising things, and
it didn't
everyone just went no.
Well, look at what Bossman are doing with the Stanier Mogul. That is actually documented evidence of the first Stanier Mogul. I think it was 23145, or no, 13245, whatever the number was. That was actually outshot with a Swindon-style top feed and safety valve, and he was like,
Yep.
"Oh, hell no!" And then he had everything suppressed on it, and they were given proper domes and safety valves after that, pretty much.
Did any other railway company build ships? Apart from the Southern.
I'm gonna say you've just answered your own question, really, haven't you?
Shut up. Because the GWR built ships and the Southern Railway built ferries, I suppose.
Pretty much, but that's
So-
all we did them for.
That's all well and good, Reese, but what does that have to do with railways?
Well, it's owned by the railway company, I suppose.
It's-
British Rail owned ships.
Yeah, but
Well,
they didn't
yeah,
build them,
but
did they?
No, but they still owned them. They were built by railway company.
I'm sorry, Reese. Building ships has got absolutely nothing to do with the relevance
course
of
it
the
does.
conversation here.
Of course it
Did
does.
any railway company build aeroplanes?
Yeah, the Great Western did.
Did it fucking really?
It actually did. They ran flights between Bristol and South Wales, Cardiff, I think. But they realised it was a complete waste of money, and it was going to, you know,
It was competing with their own
just going to
actual company,
directly,
yeah.
completely compete with their own business venture. So,
I think what we call that is the slow clap problem.
well,
Yeah,
I think
in the
main
same way
reason
as
for
when
it- the main
it's-
reason for it was to prevent other companies from taking that route, so that if they owned it and operated it at a loss, the other companies wouldn't want. Oh god, I've left the injector on way too long.
you know, it's almost like the Great Western had a lot of these slow clap moments. Like,
I feel
woohoo,
that
let's
way.
go for broad gauge. It's a brilliant idea. We'll just
Once
ignore the
again-
fact that there's standard gauge everywhere else.
Once again, we're going to bring up the broad gauge thing. All right.
Well, I mean,
Then
it's
again, think
topical.
about what it would have been like if broad gauge had won, though. I mean, how amazing would steam traction have been if it had carried on at 7-foot gauge?
Oh, it would have certainly been different.
I'm just going to say one word for that, mate.
British Railways Flying Saucer. Okay.
The flying saucer class. Okay.
I love that picture that you made, Tom. Was it the Merchant Navy and the U-boat?
Oh yeah, that's great. I love that.
Brilliant. You should do a reskin of the. Right, I'm gonna have to. Sorry, pause the live stream. I'm really getting fed up with this guy. I'm hiding him.
Which guy?
Tom Weekly. He's posting things and then he just redacts it straight away.
Right. Okay.
And when people do that, it just pisses me off.
I know I've literally just been stuck in as an admin, but I haven't been looking at the chat because we've been having this conversation, so sorry about that.
So you've already failed completely.
I failed completely at my mission. What do you want me to do? Put the user in timeout, or?
I've already hidden it.
Alright, okay. I'll try and take better eye on the chat.
No, sorry.
Don't we?
No panic.
I'm just enjoying the conversation.
Oh, that's so lovely for you to say. And then you went and ruined it.
I didn't ruin it, I enhanced it.
I'm trying slow braking on this gradient into Abersath, and it hasn't worked. Need to dump both anchors.
Do we need to do a slow clap again?
No. No more
What do you
slow
think, Sam?
claps. No. No.
Sam?
No.
Sam!
Sam's opinion doesn't matter.
I think a slow clap is absolutely necessary.
I knew he was going to say that.
My slow clap process is still working.
Do you know what else I think? I think there's absolutely no chance that the PVR are going to pass the inspection at this rate.
What, because
Yeah, do you know why?
drivers?
Yep.
No, even worse. Guess who's one of them people who are coming to inspect it? The one and only
William
Mr.
Stanier.
No, Mr. Dexby.
Oh, fuck. No.
And Dexby's Southern, so I freaking win.
He's got you there.
Could you just imagine if like Reese actually literally had the PVR and then had an a completely random assortment of inspectors come along, and they ended up being Zeke Dark, Mr. Dexby, and Lord Stavel. How would that go down? I think you'd only have Lord Stavel would be like, oh yeah, he's doing a good job here, and then me and Dexby would just be like, and then Sam just comes in with like, a Stania coronation, just like smashes everything up, just like, LMS is best!
No. I've got a better part to play in Over the Hills.
Lads,
Are you going to replace all the signals?
Well, yes, that too.
Just so you know, Chris has asked a very awkward question in the chat.
What is your favourite CW DLC today? Well, I mean, do I have to answer this one? Because I think everyone already knows.
Perhaps I should answer as well.
I think you're going to have to. I think it's going to have to probably be you answering first.
I know.
No, you first. Unless Chris can correctly guess what mine is, and I don't have to answer.
Go on.
Quick question for you. Wait. Quick question before we answer. Does it have to be favourite release DLC?
You bastards! No!
Or can it include ones that are not yet released, such as the Jones Goods and the 28XX?
Oh, in that case, that's fine. As long as my thing's tax exempt, it's fine.
It's a very difficult one for me to answer. Because the 2800 is amazing, but I don't know. I kind of think the Great Bear has got to be my favourite one.
Yeah, but that's an engine. I automatically know that would be Andy's, because Andy is obsessed with the Great Bear.
I know, and Andy literally orgasms at night.
Well, literally, he went up to see Cheryl, but instead of masturbating over her, he was masturbating over a picture of the Great Bear he had on his phone.
Well, this got incredibly personal very quickly.
It's fine.
I'm sure Andy might be watching this feeling,
No, Andy will be fine.
And by the way, Andy is going to remake Over the Hills of the Flight of the Phoenix.
Yeah, I might actually find out if he wants... Well, if you're happy for me to try and help him, I can try and help as well if necessary.
It'd be interesting to see what it looks like.
Because I'm considering redoing Event Horizon, but as a community project, as in, like, a load of different people help me out making it, like either filming scenes or voice acting or editing the scripts and whatnot. It might be a good idea to maybe try and make it so maybe Flight of the Phoenix gets, like, rebooted or, just redone, basically, along with Event Horizon, so the two big films of our two channels get a revamp. That'd be a cool idea.
It would be. I would love to see more, like, community-style projects.
Yeah, I mean, this is something I've been trying to talk to the guys about on my side, which is on my server about more community style stuff, because then it gives you a sense of, like a sense of accomplishment when a load of people get together and actually achieve something.
Yeah.
That's why I think me, you, and Andy should get something done together at some point.
I think so. We've said it loads over the years, but we should.
I mean, we could always do, what is it, over the Stovall Dark Hills Valley Railway Series.
Over the Dark Stovall Valley Railway
Hills.
Series. Hills, the Have Eyes.
Hills have eyes. Wait, that got creepy quite quickly.
It did.
Anyway, we better answer this question. So, what's your answer then, Reese?
Yeah, it's going to be the Great Bear.
Go on then, Stam.
I'm gonna say the Core Tank, closely followed by the Jones Goods.
Oh, I didn't realise we were allowed to have a runner-up.
Oh, I didn't realise either.
Okay, Reese, what's your runner-up then?
Do you know what?
Aberdare.
No, it's not. I love the Aberdare, don't get me wrong. But it's not. I think it's got to be the Great Northern Railway A1. Or is it A2?
You mean the one... I'm going to say the Raven A2, do you mean?
The Raven A2, that's the one.
Oh,
The
mate,
big
that's
fat
like...
long one.
Yes. That tickled my pickle quite a lot. Because mine was... If I were doing like a top 2 then, I suppose it'd be... Well, I mean, everyone knows what my top 1 is.
If it's not Rick, I'll be disappointed.
No, it's definitely Rick.
I knew it. It's always going to be Slick Rick.
It's gonna be the slick prick Rick. Yeah, no, I love that thing to bits, and he's my baby. So, and as I said to Chris earlier on, like I said to him actually, if I'd approached any other developer about having that book, I'd have been laughed right out of their, page or whatever. But Chris actually, wanted to go through and do it. So,
Yeah.
Wheel
Rick,
slipped.
nice. Rick is so Rick's my favourite, DR102, which I need to make more videos of. But if I'm going to pick a second, I'm going to say the 2800, because I've been really enjoying driving that as my go-to locomotive when I'm just having an off day. I will just go for the 2800 because I just find it such a good engine to drive.
It is a very nice engine.
Oh wow, look at them wheels.
I know, that's the first time I've properly wheel slipped with a Caledonia Works loco.
You know why? It's because I know why actually, Reese. You've started most of your streams with a Caledonia loco not coupled to a train, so it doesn't take the weight of the train into consideration.
No, they have
started. Oh, have they? Because normally, if you don't couple to the train and then couple onto it, you find it better to steam and you get more adhesion. But if you couple up to something, I found this out with the old Stanley 8F. If you're coupled up to a train already, the entire simulation of the locomotive takes the train's weight into account. If you start light engine, it only takes the locomotive weight into account. So that's why if you ever need to have an engine pulling something a bit heavier, don't couple up to it at first. Roll onto the train. That's why you'll see in my streams and videos, I always back onto my coaches or whatever before I actually start, because you get better adhesion.
Right. Okay. I think I'll do that from now on then.
See if that works, yeah, because it works for a few peeps. So.
Just so you two know, Chris has just put some updated pictures in the Caledonia Works chat, and
Oh, is this of the Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Jones Goods.
Ooh. Oh, I'll tell you what, that substance painter is doing he's getting a lot of mileage out of that, isn't he?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That tender looks pretty swisher.
He's definitely getting his money's worth there.
I just noticed on the there's a picture he's got of looking at the tender from the footplate. I love all the scratches and dirt and whatnot. See what I mean? Like that thing is so cool.
Yep.
It makes it lived in.
And I love how it is scratches more so than like just general muck.
Yeah.
Because with these kind of locos, with the amount of cleaning they got, it would be scratches that'd stay, not just random oil splodges and that.
Well, yeah, because it depends what you're using to clean it as well. Because sometimes you may well need to use wire rag or whatever, and it may end up with scratches to get off some more stubborn dirt.
Yeah, and you do find that if you've got any bits of soot or anything, you can quite easily scratch the paintwork by just normal cleaning. But yeah, I've got to admit, I am immensely looking forward to this updone Jones Good. Got to admit though, it's first 460 in the country, and it's definitely one of, if not the best looking in the country.
Was it the first 460?
Yeah, the Jones
Yep.
Goods was the first 460 built for use in Britain. I'm going to disagree on it being the most attractive, though.
Nah, it's outside cylinders and inside valve gear. It's a winning combination every time.
Nah. I'm going to have to disagree with you, Sam. Sorry, I'm going to have to politely disagree. But I appreciate your view, but I'm going to politely disagree.
Find me a better looking 460 then.
Easy.
Go on.
Stanley Black 5, Castle,
Nah.
Hall, Grange, N15, S15. Feckin'.
Alright, yeah, I do like the N15.
B16. B16 look cool.
Yeah, they're all alright, but I'd still say the Jones Goods is prettier.
And if you want to talk about engines with outside cylinders, inside valve gear, look at the Great Central 460s. They look pretty hench.
Yeah, that's true.
So, again, politely going to disagree about the Jones Goods. I've always found the Jones Goods to be a little bit... God, what can I put... How can I put this? I don't think it's a good-looking engine, but I don't think it's the most attractive 460.
For me, it's the cab that does it. Like, the cab that puts it off. Now, if it...
Squared.
Yeah, if it had sort of a normal cab with round spectacles instead, then I'd say, that's it. You've got it. But the square cab looks a little bit odd to me. But
To even
to
see
be
it
honest,
just said a B12.
Oh yeah, B12. B12 is pretty switch.
yeah, I'd still take a Jones Goods over a B12.
Hey Chris,
Hello.
how about doing the B12?
He already was one day doing the Great
I thought he was doing the 440 one.
No, he's doing the Great Central Butler Henderson, as in the director D11. But there was, I did see a while ago the Cook was working on the S69, which is the B12 before they were entered into LMVR.
Oh, right, okay.
I think Callum
Chris is upset. You've upset
Licardines are too
Chris.
fat.
Looks at Cardians. Cardians are a bit chunky, but then again, they're not actually as big as I used to think they were.
Yeah.
I used to think they were much bigger, but then I put one next to a B12 and I was like, oh okay.
I'm going to have to get some screenies, I'm afraid.
Mate, I'm going to have to get a drink in a minute.
Do you know what I'm going to say about the Jones Good? The reason I like it so much.
Outside cylinders.
Have a look at the Jones Goods and have a look at a picture of Nunla.
Oh god,
I knew he would mention Nunlo.
Yeah, but...
Right,
Nah.
wait, should we talk about our favourite industrials now? So you talk about
Yeah,
Great
you
One and
know
I'll talk
what?
about my Bellerophon.
Yeah, you should, because 2 out of 3 of them are both based in Yorkshire, and that's a good thing.
Oh crap, I need to think of
And the other one was built... 2 out of 3 of them are based in Yorkshire, and 2 out of 3 of them were built in Yorkshire.
So hang on, wait, when did this become about Yorkshire?
Now?
Oh, well, that makes me and Dorset and Reese in Wales feel really sad. Do you know how sad we feel now, Sam?
Good.
Do you not see the tears pouring out of our eyes?
You should feel sad you're not from Yorkshire.
Oh fuck you, man. Get on with your coronations.
Okay. No need to attack me like that, Tom. Jeez.
I know, right? I'm so sorry. I'm not.
I know, I was going to say you just crossed the line there.
Did I? Did I actually?
It got personal pretty quickly.
That's fine.
The coronations are what I deem as a long-term project.
So they're in a coma.
No, not quite. The issue is, there's basically the only thing that I have left that I can actually do on them is making all the cab side numbers. For everything else, it relies on other people. So.
Oh yay! And I'm not one of them for a change. Yay!
Yeah. But.
Oh, we've had another question asked. What's our favourite tank engines?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Oh no, no, God!
You
Right,
know
we
it.
don't need to know Sam. We don't need to know Sam's.
We don't need to know Reese's either, so
No,
it's just
why?
you, Tom.
Oh shit.
Well, Reese, yours is 813, mine's Nunla, so that just leaves Tom.
Well,
Alright,
technically,
fair
I would.
enough.
I'm not even going to say Bellerophon because it's not my favourite actual. Oh no, my favourite tank engine is actually
Thomas.
no, Bagnall Victor and Vulcan.
Ah, decent choice.
Oh, the
Super
Bagnalls.
Bagnall. Yeah, I love them things. They're so high tech and they've got massive chunky outside valve kit as well.
I really want to see the super Bagnalls in fact, just any Bagnalls would be nice. I love that.
Sweet. We
Never
can
say
go
never.
even more general, like any industrial.
Well, yeah.
Train Sim definitely needs more industrial locos.
I mean, coughs and looks at the James Horrocks, Hunswell, Hunslet Fitzwarren, whatever they're called, class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a grand total of 3 decent quality steam engines, industrial-wise. There's James's things, which I'm going to be perfectly honest, they don't do the class justice at all.
I would be a bit more harsh, but I'm not going to be harsh on the thing.
Yeah, but they just don't do it justice. They don't steam well enough, and there's loads of little iffy bits. But anyway, there's them. There's the Dovetail Games Hawthorne. Are they Hawthorne Leslie's?
Hawthorne Leslie's saddle tank.
The little 04s.
Yeah.
And then there are the Mesh Tools Austerities, and that's it.
I think that the Mesh Tools Austerities really have stood the test of time. Like,
oh, definitely.
Considering that they were released, 6 or 7 years ago.
A bit longer than that, I think.
They're still really good contenders for DLC.
Yeah,
I would agree.
Like, there's loads of locos which reach that sort of age, and you just think, God, these look really old. But then,
looks to King trains.
Yeah, but to be fair, they were all, they were free.
I'm trying to think what other good industrials are. I mean, I suppose the engines that came with the East Somerset Railway were okay.
Oh God, yes, the
Moorbarrow and the Andrew
yeah.
Barclays, yeah.
I remember them.
I've still got both of them. I've still got them, and loads of reskins on them too.
Oh, they were hilarious to drive.
Oh yeah, their physics were really out of whack, but actually physically modelling, I think that they were pretty good.
I think they were pretty good for the day, weren't they?
Well, for what they were, I mean, there wasn't anything like that in TS at the time, and besides, the Moorbarrow was like almost like a precursor to the Austerities anyway, to show what Mesh Tools would do. And then they blew it out of the park for me with the Super Ds.
Oh God, yeah.
Although a lot of people talk about the LMS2F tank, dog tank.
Oh, I love that.
That's a decent little piece of kit.
I absolutely love that tank engine.
But at least it's LMS.
Yeah, but it's a dock tank and it's fun to drive.
Speaking of dock tanks,
Ooh.
I'm going to bring it up again, and you're going to hate me for it. But Manchester Ship Canal.
I thought you were going to say the Beetle Crusher then.
Nah, Manchester Ship Canal engines.
Yeah.
Oh, what about that? What's
Definitely
that one?
not because they were built by Hudswell Clark.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh man, I'm getting tired of this now. What about that one?
But
What
we
about the
can
one
have a
that
look
was
at.
the Bristol Harbour Railway.
That was an MSC one, wasn't it?
I think so. Portbury was it called?
Portbury, yeah.
We can take this conversation back, don't you, Race? We'll manage somehow. We'll get away from Hudswell Clarks.
If you want to look at industrials, really you've got to look at Hunslet's, because I think they ended up owning pretty much all the industrial companies.
Oh mate, what about Peckett's? Peckett's are freaking awesome.
Give us a second. But yeah, Peckett's are alright. Mardy Monster.
Oh yeah.
Overrated a bit, I think.
I don't think it's overrated. I think it's just that Preserved Railways have tried to make it work.
And yet it ends up on a really, really small one at Elscar.
Yeah.
It was at Swanage at one point, you know that, Race?
No, I didn't know it was at Swanage.
She never ran at Swanage, but she was based at Swanage.
The thing is, it's just for anything longer than about a mile and a half, it just doesn't really work.
No, because it was built to climb. It was built basically just to haul trucks up a really steep incline on a short hill, wasn't it? Really.
Pretty much.
It's
And
a
it
bit
did
like
that job fantastically, but then
Not even then. Sorry, Miss.
I was just going to say somebody went and decided to shut it down, and yeah.
Well, I don't know why it didn't ever go to Pontypool and Blenavon. They've got quite a lot of hills there, haven't they?
Well, it did go there.
Oh, did it?
It's been there, yeah. They went for an industrial railway gala.
Oh, mint.
And from what I understand, is it had the same problem as they put it on 4 Mark 1s and a top and tailing with another loco, and it would have the power for the hill, but pretty much right when you're at the steepest part of the hill, you'd have to shut the reg and start filling the boiler again with water because it had just used all the steam.
Oh wow!
So they had to pretty much leave the lower station with the previous loco banking and shoving it, and then on the steep hill they'd open the reg, and then it would maybe get it into the middle station.
Kind of sad, really, when you think about that, then, because you've got such a small, well, I say small, you've got such a compact, powerful engine, and
it just can't sustain that level of steam production for that time.
It's a bit
But
like,
then again, it was never designed to have to.
No, it didn't have to. Yeah.
Any industrials weren't.
reminds me a little bit of the of Big Bertha, actually, because she wasn't built to sustain steam for long periods of time. That's why she had crossover ports rather than like 4 conventional sets of piston valves.
Yeah, she was built as a banker.
Yeah, she was just built to shove the train up the hill and then coast back down again.
Yeah, and again, we'll end back to that conversation of every loco were built for different purposes, so it's not really a fair comparison to say this one's better than this one, unless you're comparing ones built for exactly the same thing.
It's like when you look at, for example, like if you look at a express passenger locomotive built for long runs on, like, you know, challenging routes or whatever, you look at something like, if you wanted to compare the 4 big ones, which is like, you know, the Gresley A4, the Great Western Castle,
Coronations.
And the Bully Merchant Navies, they all had their own character flaws and they all had their own good bits. For example, Bully Boiler, fantastic. Wheel slip though. Castle, pretty good at going. Well, actually, to be fair, I can't really think of that many negatives of the Castle, to be quite honest. Apart from maybe axle loading. Coronations, very powerful, pretty free steaming, but again,
pretty fast.
I think pretty fast as well. But they didn't have the edge over the A4s, which were very fast. But
well,
A4s, it was maintenance.
Yeah.
So again, you can compare them, but you can't at the same time because they're all from different backgrounds, and this is why I don't like everyone getting on their high horse about certain, like X engine being better than X engine, because at the end of the day, all engines are built to do, even diesel locos, they're built to do, electrics and all this lot, blah blah blah, they're all built to do a specific job. There's not really a best of anything. If you really wanted to go for that competition, then you'd need to set some proper lengthy ground rules.
Yeah, you'd have to look at the exact criteria for what each loco was designed for, and you'd only really be able to fairly compare ones that were designed for very similar things. For example, branch line locos is probably the closest you can get to a fair comparison, and even then it depends on the branch lines.
Well, I don't know, because branch lines were so diverse. I mean, like, for example, you're not going to have a good engine, you're not going to be able to do a good comparison of every engine if you pick, say, for example, the Princetown branch to run on, because the Princetown branch was very, very steeply graded. And one of the only engines that were actually any good at running on that line were the 4400s.
Yeah.
Same as, you know, engine. Even then, with branch lines, does an engine that doesn't have push-pull equipment or auto-fitted equipment beat a normal engine that can do more mixed traffic jobs on branch lines? That's just what I mean. Like, there's so many different variables that you can't really determine anything.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in terms of branch lines, generally speaking, your branch line locos would be designed to do general branch line work. So, for example, if you look at the IVT2 MTE tanks,
they were bloody brilliant.
But if you wanted like a comparison, you'd have to look at them, and then you'd have to look at similar locos from other railways. So yeah, Large Prairie or something like that.
Actually, no. Sorry, I'm going to go for, instead of Large Prairie, because they were built for suburban work, I'm going to go Small Prairie in more comparison to an IVT2. And then for the LER, you'd have to look at a V1 or a V3. And you know, as much again, I'm from the southern region. The southern didn't really have anything that was comparable because we didn't really invest much in steam towards the end.
Yeah.
So what you'd have for us, really, unfortunately, would be a quite antiquated M7, or depending on what sort of branch line it is, maybe even the very old Adams radial tank.
Yeah.
That's the thing with the southern. We were quite vintage, and we had a really vintage way of looking at things, but we were forward thinking too. So we didn't have the investment some others did, but we had it in a different area.
You sort of skipped a bit really, didn't you? I mean, most railway companies they went from steam to experimenting with diesel a little bit, but mostly sticking with steam all the way through. The LNER dabbled in electrics a little bit.
I think the LMS did as well.
The LMS did a little bit, but the LMS was more focused on diesels than
Yeah, that's right,
most.
because the Vivert was one of the first designers of proper diesel with the LMS twins. And then you had the Great Western that didn't really do a lot, apart from... They kind of jumped straight into gas turbines.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Southern, the reason is well, you've got to think of the different... Because this is something that doesn't come up very often. You've got to think as well of the traffic requirements comparing to the area. For example, the Southern mainly operated all around London area and on suburban trains. Therefore, it was more, it was more better for them to work on something that could work suburban trains quickly and more efficiently, which is where electrification came in. The Great Western had lots of branch lines, so it made more sense for them to experiment with things like the diesel rail cars, the auto trains, and eventually diesel rail cars as well. I think I said diesel rail cars twice. But anyway, but then you had the LMS and LNER, and they were competing with each other, not only for branch line work and suburban work, but they also had the longer main lines that ran from London to Scotland. So they had to have engines that were, and also they had the coal trade as well. So again, you look at the different regions and stuff, you sort of, everything was built for a reason. I reckon, right up there in the afterlife, I reckon all the great, railway managers, because not many people talk about the managers like Felix Pole or Herbert Walker or who else is there? Well, exactly my point. You don't really know much about the managers of railways. We always talk about the chief mechanical engineers.
Yeah.
So I'd like to imagine that you've got people like, even Thompson to an extent, but people like Gresley, Thompson, Bully, Maunsell, Churchwood, Collett, Hawksworth, Stanier, Ivert, they're all sat up there in the afterlife. I bet they're all just having a lovely time chatting about their designs. I'd like to
either that or slagging each other off, going, mine's better than yours.
No, I'd like to think that they would all have the sort of, complacency to say, your engines did this really well. Oh no, I think your engines did this really well. I think
it'd be a bit of both, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be boastful about what you've done well, and then, because it is quite a well-known fact, like a lot of chief mechanical engineers looked at other people and what they'd done, and they either went, wow, that's a good idea, or, God, that's absolutely stupid.
I mean,
it was generally one or the other.
I look at Churchwood, basically, because I don't think any other chief mechanical engineer had a bad thing to say about Churchwood. I think it was like the biggest inspiration in this country. Is Reese alright, by the way? It's gone completely quiet while we've been talking about this.
No, I'm listening. I'm listening.
Okay. But yeah, Churchwood was, very respected as an engineer. And I know that Stanier and, you had Stanier and Hawksworth. Well, actually, Stanier and Bresley didn't actually get, they didn't actually have much of a rivalry. Their problem was the management. Because it's the management of the railway basically saying, for example, Stanier didn't even want to streamline his locos. He didn't. I was
going to say that's the topical point there, isn't it? It was him himself that gave them the nickname of bathtubs.
Yeah, because he didn't really like the idea of them.
And I believe, if I remember rightly, he didn't actually design the streamlining either.
No,
he designed the de-streamlined version of it.
Yeah,
and then the works, the managers and that told him he had to put streamlining on, and they got someone to design that and stick it on.
Yeah,
which is why the streamlining is a bit iffy on them, because it wasn't meant to be like that.
No, just to shroud it. I mean, the thing is that Stanier, I think himself said that there was no benefit of the streamlining over 90 miles per hour, and any shape worked as well as the A4 shape, because all it is doing is redirecting airflow. But I mean, you've got Gresley. I mean, he and Bully designed the airstream casing for the Gresley A4s. And the whole point of that was that he already had a proven track record in working on aerodynamics. Because, I mean, look at the P2, for example. Look at the Hush Hush. They were all different ways of streamlining and, directing airflow and whatnot. Because what not a lot of people realise about the P2s is that their original streamlined, semi-streamlined front ends on Cocker the North and El Marischal, they were smoke lifting experiments, basically. And it was found when the A4s came along with their Bugatti noses that both did the streamlining and air smoothing for the thingy bob, but also helped as a smoke deflector as well. and it was a really good shape, a really good design. That's why the last 4 P2s and then the 2 first ones would be built with the Bugatti style nose, because it was found to be a good way of streamlining. But I don't think Gresley and Stania had any sort of beef. I definitely know that Gresley didn't have any beef with Bully, because he was obviously his chief assistant for a lot of his career. Same as people like, well, look at going back a bit further. You look at Monsell and Yuri with the Southern Railway and the South Eastern Chatham Railway beforehand. They got a lot of stuff from Howard Holcroft regarding, like, you know, from the Midland Railway regarding the design of their moguls. So again, I think there's a lot of cross contamination, if you like, and that's what the BR standards eventually became.
Yeah.
It was mainly LMS, I must admit.
Yeah, but again, that's because, you know, it was sort of Stania's thing, wasn't it? If you look at all of Stania's locos, I mean, I know people are going about, oh yeah, all the Great Western stuff's the same, but...
And the Stania locos.
Yeah, if you look at Stania locos, look at London North Western, you know, I think every railway designer, you know, every chief mechanical engineer, if you look at their work, then pretty much all of their work is the same. So
well, it's the family of design. I mean, like a lot of people say about Fowler's designs, but what you've got to remember is that it wasn't technically Fowler who sorted out the look of his logos, it was James Clayton.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know about James Clayton, but he was personally basically designed the Sunset and Dorset 7Fs.
Yeah.
And he also, I think, had a big hand in the design of Bertha as well, as in the Licky Banker. So no, people don't really talk about the draftsman that much, and they're actually the people who get behind and do the design, because what a lot of people forget is the chief mechanical engineer does all the engineering side of things, but the actual look of the locomotive most of the time is actually down to the draftsman.
Yeah, it's, as an engineer myself, I can say it's, you know, it's sort of, the chief mechanical engineer would say, they would be told by the managers of the railway, we need a loco that can do this. So it would be up to them.
It would be the traffic department that would do that. It would be,
yeah.
You had management, like the railway management itself as a whole, and then you had the traffic managers and then the works managers, and they would have to liaise with each other in order to say, right, look, we need a locomotive that can do this. That's all right, we can design a locomotive that can do this. Oh, but can you make sure it can't do? Can you make sure that it's within the, you know, axle loading and within gauge and whatnot? Oh yeah, we can do that. Oh, we're just going to have to talk to the traffic department again and talk to the civil engineer about it. So blah blah blah. It's just, I don't know, it's a big weedy mess of conversation we're having, and we're not really talking about what we should be talking about. We've gone off on a massive tangent. Sorry.
Yeah, but hey, it's interesting, isn't it?
I just don't really like the idea of people basically having a go at one. I mean, I joke about that I don't like the LNER, but some of my favourite locos are LNER locos, like the P2s and the P1s.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think everyone's allowed an opinion, but at the end of the day, all these engines were built to do different things, so there's not you can't really put your finger down and say this was the best locomotive.
Yeah.
Even if Duke of Gloucester, if it had reached its full potential, probably would have been the best express passenger loco. I mean, even then, you look at the 9Fs, they were the best freight engines, technically speaking, because they were fast and powerful. But they were built right at the end of the British steam traction, so I think that's, technically speaking, the best way to have gone out, if you know what I mean. Like, our final swan song of design of British steam locomotives ended up being probably one of our best.
I think it was, and I think, you know, like you said with Duke of Gloucester, I think if if BR had made that right,
that would have been awesome.
Yeah, it could have been very different.
If it had a fuel cap exhaust and had the damper sorted out and had the grate area sorted as well, it would have probably unlocked its potential in BR days, and they might have turned around and said, do you know what, this thing can actually outperform any of the electrics and diesels will work.
Yeah, and I reckon if it had been done right straight off the bat, I reckon it may well have been a viable replacement for the Duchesses.
Possibly, yeah. And also, actually, the merchant navies as well, because there was an idea, if you remember, to scrap all the merchant navies and replace them with, I think they were going to be either modified Duchesses or modified something from the LNER, but instead they decided to rebuild them rather than scrap them, because they were essentially brand new locomotives at that point anyway, because they're only about 6 years old.
Yeah.
some of them.
Also, quickly going back on a tangent, you know, we were talking about Hunslets earlier. List of locomotive companies that they absorbed: Andrew Barclay, Avonside Engine Company,
Yeah.
North British Locomotive Company,
Really? Okay.
Greenwood and Batley, Hudswell
right.
Clark,
Yeah.
John Fowler and Co,
Heard of
Kerr
that.
Stewart,
Yep.
Kitson and Co, and Manning Wardle.
Oh bloody hell! Quite a few. Then.
So quite a lot, yeah.
I mean, it's a bit like Hunslet, because Hunslet absorbed the few, didn't it?
No, that's who I'm on about. That's Hunslet that absorbed all them.
Oh god, right. Why was I thinking Hudswell Clark? I don't know.
But Hudswell Clark was absorbed by Hunslet, but Hudswell Clark was literally next door to Hunslet, so it kind of made sense.
Yeah. Sorry to have gone off on a tangent, everyone. By the way, we just sort of got into a conversation and we couldn't stop ourselves.
How's it going, Reese?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm still here.
Sorry, mate. I didn't realise I was going on. I tend to do that.
Just taking some screenshots. It doesn't help. I'm really running out of steam today. I've only had 4 hours sleep.
Running out of steam.
See where I did.
How's yeah, funny.
Funny.
I'm actually after work. Actually. How's the Babby at the moment? Right?
He's not been very happy today.
Is he not had enough trains?
Not enough trains. If he had more trains in his life, that means I should go on eBay and buy trains immediately.
Yeah,
I do love your logic there, Reese, but I'm not sure your wife would agree with you.
No,
I don't think she would either.
She
No,
won't,
don't tell her. It's fine. Just don't tell her. It's fine.
Well, I didn't. When I bought the George England, I didn't tell her until it arrived. Until the 2 big boxes arrived, and I went, oh, by the way. Yeah.
By the way, I purchased a thing. You did what?
I bought a thing.
That's all right. I thought Trace were going to have a go at me about all the stuff I bought on Steam in the sale and everything, including Crash Bandicoot and Insane Trilogy. And she's like, "No, it's your money. Buy what you want with it." I was like, "All right, then. Can I buy something that you don't like?" And she's like, "What's that?" Because I'm not going to tell you, am I? And that's the whole reason what she did. The whole point is that there wasn't anything I wanted to buy that she would like. The whole point of that conversation was that she would then sit there guessing and not know what it is that I wanted to buy, and then she'd get frustrated, which I just find hilarious. And then she goes off in a strop, and that's the funniest thing in the world. Oh, pardon me. Anyway, whereabouts are we, Reese? We're coming up to.
Yeah, we're nearly at the end.
Are we nearly at Big City Port?
We are nearly at Big City Port.
We're going to go up.
We've gone the other way.
Big Shitty Port.
Big Shitty Port. Big Shitty Port.
Oh, Chris has just sent us the Jones goods.
Oh, well, you know what we're doing now, don't you then?
Well,
Yep, let's go quickly download that.
Not me, I'm afraid. I'll be ending the stream and finishing soon. I'm too tired.
Oh,
Fair enough.
Well, I'll go give this a try. There's a spreadsheet I've got to look at as well. Fun times. Download
The joys of being a tester.
That's alright, I'm supposed to be testing that Mid Norfolk Railway as well, but that's another story for another time. Because
Yeah,
I've got a few. Well,
that's another story. See you next time.
see you next time on.
And on that bombshell, it's time to continue through another few minutes.
I'll have a look-see. I think I'm more looking forward to the sounds on this, because I think when I saw the thing the other day, the sounds were absolute hench.
Yep.
Good job I haven't been running TS all this time. So everyone, we kind of just sort of, drained out the conversation there, didn't we?
I think we did, yep.
Oh well, we had a good chat. I think we've got our point across anyway, that people shouldn't complain about so much on engines from different regions being better than the other. I think at the end of the day, I think we can probably all humbly maybe agree that every region had engines that did their job, and they did their jobs to the best of their ability.
Yep. I mean, if you want to compare them, really, you've got to look at the
So many different
predecessors
things,
to
yeah.
certain locos. You've got to look at the designs that were built and what replaced them.
Yeah.
And you've got to look at, will they replace because of an increase in traffic or because they weren't good at the job? And that's when you can kind of get into comparisons, but yeah, it's...
Oh, what the hell?
Oh, what's happening to Reese?
Why is an Xbox thing loaded up on my screen?
You probably pressed the Xbox button.
I've never seen that before.
Is it an overlay?
Yeah,
Yeah, that does happen with me if I press the Xbox button sometimes.
that was weird. I've never seen that before.
Oh my god, there's loads of things to check on here.
Yep.
Hang on, if Chris is watching this, does that mean, Chris, I might finally get an actual credit in one of your manuals for one of your releases? That
Depends how quick you are with your testing, Tom.
Right, okay, let's go load up PS right now then. Goodbye.
I mean, come on, Chris has sent us the test version, that means the finished version's going to be out in like an hour.
Oh yeah, fuck, shit, bollocks, okay.
I was going to say you've probably got like 2 minutes until it's actually live on the shop in the shop.
No, what will happen is, like, I'll go to bed tonight, I'll be like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning it'll be like, hey, Highland Railway, Jones Goods out now! I'll be like, what?
Yep, that sounds about right.
Problem is, I'm going to have to go for a cigarette and turn my light on and stuff before that happens, but I now want to, because you're going to basically get to the next station and stop, aren't you, Reese?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm feeling a return journey yet.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna dip out for a cigarette, so I'll be back in a minute while I wait for TS to load and we'll have a lunch.
Let's give us a download and see if those decos did look any good.
I think in this live stream I've been concentrating really hard on trying to get better visuals. Like
Yeah.
using the camera more effectively. Because I've noticed a few live streams I've just been sat in a cab.
Yeah. Have you changed any train sim settings as well?
No, the thing is way too bright again.
Ah, right. Yeah, I could do with having a look at that.
Yeah, I think we should.
Have you got that? Blah, 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 blah. What's it called?
Enhancer Pro.
That's the one.
Yeah, I do. I use
'Cause
it.
I've got it as well, but I haven't had chance to set any presets or anything with it.
Yeah.
Because you've got to set out settings yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, you do.
I reckon that's something we need to have a look at, getting them working properly.
I think the route has to be optimised for it as well.
Yeah. It might be good looking at Staymore for that.
Yeah?
I reckon Staymore is going to be the, because it's a fairly new route, fairly well detailed and that.
We haven't really got any Highland Railway rolling stock, have we?
No, but and don't quote me on this, but I think Chris is getting some wagons to come with the Jones goods. I think Cam's making some for him, or he's got some already, like he's exporting to train sim or something. But again, don't quote me on that, I'm not sure. But again, I think the nice thing about the Jones goods is that you can run it as a preserved loco.
Yeah.
Because it was preserved. I think it was the LMS originally that preserved it.
Wasn't it the LNER? I thought it went to the National Railway Museum.
No. Because it were BR had it in preservation before any of that came along.
Oh, right, okay.
Because BR did a load of rail tours with it, didn't they?
Oh, right, yeah, that's it, yeah.
So I think it's been a preserved loco for actually quite a while. So I think it would be appropriate to run it with the 2CR coaches anywhere on Scotland thing as a rail tour.
Yeah.
And I think there's a few YouTube videos of it out there as well, actually, doing the rail tour, so... It was preserved at St. Rollock, according to Chris.
There we go.
He also says, have you got 3D weather on, because that could be causing your sky issue.
Yeah, maybe. I think it is on. Well, there we go, chaps. We've made it the length of the Penwyth Valley Railway with the T26.
And an impressive rake of coaches.
It is a pretty decent break. So, there we go. That's the Great Eastern Railway T26. So,
Or the LNER V4, if you want to be funny like that.
yeah, that's true.
And on that note, Reese is going to bed.
I think I might just quickly see if I can install it, and just while everybody's watching the live stream, I'll have to put the Be Right Back screen up.
Yeah.
But I'll download it and get it installed, and we can have a look at it before we end the live stream.
Yeah, it's just an install, so it's a quick thing.
Let's get it installed. Oh look, there's my the other Caledonia Works loco, which I need to do a live stream of.
Which one's that?
The LNWRA class.
Ah! Now, I do have plans for that one, Reese.
Yeah.
In fact, while I've got Train Sim open, I shall do a quick bit of
Train
work on that.
being
Yeah.
a dick.
Unfortunately, I've returned.
Quick
Oh, no.
game. I'm going to put the Be Right Back screen up in just a moment. I'm going to install it.
Well, I was actually going to ask Chris if he didn't mind if I when you're finished, Reese, I might stream the James Goods for a bit.
Alright, fair enough.
Maybe.
Beep beep dee 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 boo doo. Beep beep dee 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 boo doo.
Oh, we need some intermission music, don't we? Diddly-diddly-diddly-diddly.
Nah, it has some with screen, doesn't it? It has like beep beep dee 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 boo doo.
Oh yeah. Should make it Spanish, please.
Beep beep dee 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 boo doo. That stuff.
Yeah, the porno music.
Yeah.
It's not porno music.
It is a little bit, Reese.
Only a little bit, but we're not going to gloss over that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just downloading it now. We'll have a quick look at the Highland Railway Jones Goods.
And then we'll burp.
Apparently, Norton does not like it.
Run it as administrator.
Yeah, I always do.
That's weird. TS came up for a bug and then it's still loading. That's really weird.
Chris says, by the way, don't do any sort of official reviews or anything, but we can
Oh,
show...
no, that's fine. That's, because it's just a beta version, we know.
Well, it's literally... Well, it's technically the second version that's been released, but we'll call it the first version because it's been reworked since the original.
Can I just call it the version?
No.
Beep, beep.
Beep, beep.
Have you just, like, sound looped that beep beep thing?
No, I just had the live stream paused and pressed play again, but I forgot I had muted.
Right, it's installed.
Is it?
Let's
No.
load up
Next
Train
question.
Sim.
No. Next. See Edward Boone been playing with his Greater Britain. Yay.
Great Britain.
Britta Greater.
It's like Frosties.
Typing intensified. Memes.
Right.
Why is my black light making noise? I must use vibration for the fan. I'm a wanker bear, I'm a wanker bear. I've got
So-
blonde hair.
So at what point do we tell him that we aren't muted on the stream?
I think he
What?
can figure it out.
You mean you're not muted? Oh no, so I'm talking about cheese and bananas all this time? Oh no.
Oh wow!
What?
Did you know that they were broad gauge Andrew Barclays
Yes.
in Spain?
No.
Yes. Is it blue and white, that one, by any chance? Or is it
is.
blue?
It's
Oh,
like blue and white. Are you in
Yeah.
the Industrial Loco Enthusiasts group by any chance?
No. Why would I be in that?
Something just gives me this impression that you would be.
I mean, it's not like Industrials are my favourite type of steam engine or anything.
No.
You sure about that?
Yep, absolutely positive. Glad we're moving swiftly on.
I think you might want to, maybe not. I think you might want to reevaluate your life immediately.
Nah, Industrials are brilliant. Fight me.
Too lazy.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, too far away works as well, but
Right, now I've got to find out what this tender comes up as. Ah, it's right at the top.
Oh, the new Microsoft Flight Simulator closed beta will launch on the 30th of July.
That's just too cheeky.
I know, right? I can't wait to. I can't wait to play that.
Right, I'm going to find... I don't know what coaching to run with this, so I'm just going to run with a couple of Mark 1s.
do you have any LMS stock? Because that would be suitable.
Yeah, actually, that's a better shout. Let's go find some LMF coaches.
And if you have Chris's 1, 2, 3, you have the Caledonian coaches from that, and they would be even more appropriate.
Oh, I've got that. That might be even better then.
Yeah, the 2 Caledonian coaches, I think there were 3 actually, but yeah, 2 LM that came with that are actually preserved and what the Jones Goods ran with when it did a load of outdoors.
Okay.
I think it ran with other stuff as well, but I'm not entirely sure what. We'll see if I can find some pictures.
Well, I'll stick it with a composite and a brake. Well, for composite, third and full brake, that'll do it. Right, let's
The
have
1,
a
2, 3, would that be in DT or would that be in...
DT.
Yeah, it's one of the old ones.
Right, let's see. Where is it? CW...
Yeah, there's a point. I hope Chris does some headboards with us.
Jones Goods Tender.
I still think there's one headboard that is missing on everything. And that is the "I'll fucking kill you," he said, headboard.
That would be an excellent headboard for every loco.
I'll have to, yeah, I'm going to put that on Rick, I think.
What were those carriages you were on about, Sam?
The under the
They're under DT, and they're the DT. They'll be under DT.
Caledonia. Blah, 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 blah.
DT.
Yeah.
The coach section will be Caledonia Works 1, 2, 3, which is found in the DT section, and the coaches are found in the coaches section.
Alright, I found it. Which coaches would it have pulled then?
I don't think the ones that are included. There's a full break and 2 others, isn't there?
Yeah.
I think it's the 2 others and not the full break. I'm just trying to find some photos of it.
Yeah, I'm going to use 3 coaches just for the quick run. Four Mark 1s would have been a prototypical BR Rail Tour.
Right, brake handle works. Reversal works.
Do you know what? If you've got Facebook open,
Yeah, what about Facebook?
and where's Tom? I'll drop your link as well, Tom.
What's this for?
Tom.
Ooh, what's this?
It'll just bring up Google Images, but it's got a fair few of Lee Jones goods on its rail tours there, so you can get an idea of coaches.
Oh wow, it ran with an LNER Presley coach as well at one point. That's cool.
So yeah, there's Mark 1s there, there's Caledonian coaches. There's that really weird one where it's got what looks like
Raking wagons and yeah, it looks like some cattle vans.
cattle vans, a PMV and 4 Mark 1s, something like that.
Yeah.
Which is odd for a rail tour, but there you go.
Just taking a few screenshots.
Yeah, I've done the same. I'm just checking the controls work in the cab. Because I'm just going to fly through and have a look at the, so I can check out the sheet of testing stuff.
How do you add the snowplow?
In the scenario editor, I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so if you... Well, I'm going to have a look as well. I think it'll be under SP for snowplow. I'm going to have a look at the code. I'm getting pretty used to this code anyway, thanks, Will. Yeah. SP will be equal 1, I imagine. Yeah, there you go. SP equal 1, you get the snowplow. I don't think there's a second snowplow, so...
And does it have to be in winter for it to have the effect?
Yeah,
Alright, I'll give it a go now. I'll reload the scenario.
that's what I'm doing. Because I'm weak. I want to check the particle effects anyway work. Excuse me.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, it's alright, just a belch. It's alright, I've got gastric problems anyway, so
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't take enough of my omeprazole, that's why. Alright, let's see. Lamp, red lamp, nothing. And that's for all 4 bits. Oh, the whistles are cool.
The chimney looks interesting.
Yeah, it's got the louvers on the front. We still had a discussion the other day. We're still not 100% what they were for. I
Yeah.
thought it was smoke lifting, but maybe it wasn't.
It makes sense.
It's hard to tell, isn't it? It's either smoke lifting or drafting, but the drafting effect wouldn't be much. And again, the smoke lifting really wouldn't be that much from it. You'd have to be fair going at a speed to be able to...
To actually get any effect from it, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, as your blast's coming out of the chimney, it'd draw cold air up close behind it, but I don't really know what effect that'd have.
Man, I can really see that substance painting paying off, Chris. I've just come down near the wheels and you can see the bits of grime around the wheels where it would have been difficult to clean. That looks great. I don't know whether the snow particles are actually implemented yet, or whether they activate at a certain speed. I know on some loco. Oh, here we go. They activate at 10 miles an hour. That's awesome. Oh no, I left one of my coaches behind.
Funny as well, Chris was saying the other day, wasn't he, that, I think it was Chris saying it, that this may well have been the only Highland Railway loco to go into yellow. Well, not the...
Or improved engine green if you want to be pedantic.
Well, yeah, but let's be honest, it's yellow.
Yeah, banana. This is what Anthony called Banana Scotland.
Yep. Well, thinking of locos that have gone into yellow, I can think of only one other, and I believe that were a Midland compound that we used for a rail tour, and it was painted orange and yellow.
Ooh.
And then it was scrapped shortly after.
Oh.
The paint job wasn't actually official, and when the management found out about it, they went absolutely crazy.
You went absolutely apeshite.
They went absolutely bananas. No pun intended.
Oh mate, I don't want no banana.
It's got to be a reskinner list now, hasn't it? Keep the same paint scheme and just replace all the yellow paint with bananas. In fact, do you know what? I might just do that.
Right, let's have a look at cab controls. Right, I heard the damper go. Got to find the damper now.
Damper, that'll be on the roof.
What, for the Highland Railway loco?
Well, it's got to be high, right?
No dampers on the floor, are there?
Yes, Tom. It should be on the floor somewhere.
Love the firebox though.
Oh yeah, I think he's got it synced up to the exhaust on this loco. I don't know if he does that on all of them or not. I think he does.
I think they are now, yeah.
But yeah, that's a cool thing. It means the flash goes with what speed you're going at. Which I don't think any other developers do.
Let's see if we can play it in the snow. Thank you for the ear rape.
You're welcome.
I see that the engine has the new cab models again.
Right, how did we do it? Was it winter? Cloudy, winter. And what was the code to get the snowplows, did you say?
If you double click the loco, you'll see the string, the number string, and at the very end it'll say FP equals 0. Turn that to FP equals 1.
SP1. Alright, cool.
I'm surprised that Chris hasn't put SCP equals 0 or 1 yet, so he can put an SCP in the cab yet.
I was just about to say. Now, let's see if Train Sim will die. Oh no, it's way too... it's snowy, but it's not really snowy. No, I need to change that. That's gonna bug me.
AP weather, foggy, heavy snow.
Oh,
right, found the Bible. Found the Bible.
Hooray!
That wasn't that hard though.
No, it's ruined the Loco. Another failed Caledonia Works product.
Right, okay, so the cylinder cock seemed to be working, that's fine.
Scenery wasn't snowy enough. 0 out of 10.
I know.
Not
Yeah.
enough, not enough bananas on the footplate.
0 out of 10. That's it. Scrap it off.
Snow heavy fog, winter. Watch my computer just die now.
See, while you set your computer to winter, what's actually going to happen is it's going to catch fire.
There we go. Heavy snow.
Right, lampines will work. I can jot that down.
It's very rare that I ever actually drive anything in the snow because it normally ends up with train sim dying on me. Or wheel slip into the point where I can't even move.
Yeah, it's why I've been off train sim a bit recently. It's just... I love the game, but I want it to actually work.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally takes me half an hour to load into a scenario.
Yeah, that sort of thing, it just kills the enjoyment, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's alright when, you know, you've got the time for it, but if you just think, oh yeah, I just fancy a quick drive, and then you think, hang on, that quick drive's going to be at least half an hour.
Well,
if
before
not
you even
more.
get into it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, actually with the weather on, this looks really quite good.
I'm just loving looking at the little details on the cab sides. Not the cab side, sorry, the Loco sides. Like all the grime that would have been picked up in service regardless. I love it. I'm actually doing beta test stuff now. It's really kind of different. Because it's making you actually look for stuff.
Do you know what I think it needs, this Jones Goods?
More dude called Davy Jones on it.
Yes. Yeah, I think it needs, on the snowplow, I think it needs, like, clumps of snow stuck to it at the bottom. Just because it looks good, but it looks a little bit odd being clean with all the snow coming off it.
Yeah, it could do with big clumps of snow on it.
Like, just bits stuck to the sort of the front at the bottom. Just so that where the particles are coming off, it looks like it's coming off snow rather than off a clean plough. There's an alternative to actually covering the entire track in snow.
Should probably try and get some screenshots in the snow.
That'd be a good idea. Also, King Horry asking what other liveries come with the Jones Goods. It will be all of the ones that I carried. I would imagine. Chris hasn't got round to it yet. This is literally the first test copy just to make sure everything works. Once this is past the first stage of testing, Chris will go on to do all the other liveries and variants.
So what do people think?
It's a train.
Is it? No way.
No, I was only lying. It's
He's
not really
lying.
a train. It's not really a train, everyone. We lied.
Actually, this technically is a train. I mean, if restitches are coaches, then it's no longer a train.
True. I would never do that.
Never.
You've just done it now, haven't you?
No. I just realised it's got a ship steering wheel in the cab.
Yep, that's the handbrake.
It's for literally turning the engine port to starboard.
Yeah, the front bogie is actually linked up to that wheel. If you turn it quickly enough while going over a set of points, it allows you to do drifting.
That's a rather unique feature, I think.
What, drifting locos?
Yeah.
Well, I can't think of any other loco that you can drift.
How long was the Jones Goods actually doing rail tours in the 60s for?
I don't know, I'd have to look it up. But you know what? I will look it up, I'll do it now while we're waiting. So, 103 was set aside for preservation by the LNS in 1934. It was restored to working order by British Railways in 1959. And it retired in 1966. So, 7 years.
Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Oh, cheers.
There we go, we've ended the live stream with a completely different tangent of what we started.
Excellent. That's what we like.
It's what we excel at here.
It seems to be.
I can't even do my frickin' thing because I'm not on my channel. I can't go here at DDJP, we value our, and then just add whatever it is we're talking about at the end. I have to do Reese's one now, which is
I don't have anything.
Sausage, wine, potato. Goodbye.
Yeah, that'll do.
It's close enough. I think I'll just do my parting shot of it powering out to the station.
Fucking meow.
If you stick it in for a reg, I reckon you can get it to wheel slip.
Oh yeah, she will. Oh.
What?
Should probably mention this is a beta test, but I don't know what's happened there. The wheels have only just started going round. And it just went into a massive wheel slip.
Did you go into full reg?
Yeah.
Yep, it's what happens when you go full reg in the snow.
That was fucking hilarious.
Oh well, I have no idea what happened there. I assume it's some weird thing that's going on.
Although that is hilarious.
It's 'cause it's wheel slipping, Reese.
It is literally slipping.
Yeah. There's two types of wheel slip in Train Sim. There is brake lock wheel slip, and there is spinny wheel slip.
And then there's spinny wheel slip.
Yeah. Basically, there is wheels going round at 1,000,000 mph, or wheels not going round at all.
Yeah.
So it may well be brakes were still stuck on a bit.
There we go, everybody. That was the Highland Railway Jones Goods for the last little bit. And tonight we streamed the T26 or LNER 8. Was it E4?
Yeah, LNER
Yeah.
E4. At least you streamed 2 Caledonia work products, so.
Yeah, true. Well, I hope you've enjoyed it. Also, we streamed the Matrix Trains Great Eastern Coaches. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'm sorry I have been quite tired. Hopefully I'll have a bit more energy. I had an energy drink before the live stream, but I just 4 hours sleep is now catching up on me. Bye everybody.
Bye.
See you later, everyone.